On the way to Jerusalem, Jesus was passing along between Samaria and Galilee. And as he entered a village, he was met by 10 lepers who stood at a distance and lifted up their voices and said, "Jesus, Master, have mercy on us." When he saw them, he said to them, "Go and show yourselves to the priests." And as they went, they were cleansed. Then one of them, when he saw that he was healed, turned back, praising God with a loud voice. And he fell on his face at Jesus' feet, giving him thanks. Now he was a Samaritan. Then Jesus said, "Were not 10 people cleansed? Where are the 9? Was no one found to return and give praise to God except this stranger?" And they said to him, "Rise and go your way. Your faith has made you well." The good news of the Lord. Lord Jesus.
Go in peace, your faith has healed you. God is good.
All the time.
And all the time.
God is the best.
Dear beloved, we are here today to thank God for what He has done to us. He has done great things to us. That we have a gift of life, we must thank Him. A gift of our parents, those ones who are there, we thank Him. That He has brought us this far, and we are seated here. Itself to thank Him. Above all, for the improvement of the performance of last year, 2022 KCC. And so we have to thank Him for all that. So we have many reasons as to why we have to thank Him, and that's why today we call it the Thanksgiving Day. The Thanksgiving Day. And properly so. That's why from the first reading, Kings, the first book of Kings, we had Solomon thanking God for the great things He has done to him as he was ruling. He ruled for around 40 years, and indeed, for Solomon, he didn't really have many problems during his reign. So he thanks God for all that. And at the same time, St. Paul, from the second reading, also is thanking God for the gift of the Corinthians, that they have come to know Christ. They are living the life of Christianity. Paul is happy, and indeed is thanking God for the same. From the Gospel of today, we heard of Jesus healing. Of course, He was passing Jericho, and then He found there were 10 men who were suffering from leprosy. They were lepers. Those ones were leprosy. Leprosy is a very serious disease, especially in those days. Leprosy had no cure. Therefore, when Jesus was passing the Jericho, these men, of course, requested that Jesus help them. He told them, "Go and show yourself to the priests." As they were going, they found that they were well. And then 9 of them did not come back. Only one came back to thank Jesus for what He had done. That these men were suffering for a long time, and that they were healed. Can you imagine only one man returned to say thank you? That's why Jesus asked him, where are the rest? Were you not 10? Where are the 9? He didn't know where they were. When they got healed, he just went away without coming back to thank God. To thank Jesus. Therefore, Jesus told him, just get up and go. Your faith has healed you. It's a challenge to us that also we must be able to thank God for what He has done to us each time. We must thank Him. The simple, we call it the simple words we are supposed to use that they demonstrate that we have so good manners is only to say thank you. Even to your parents, my dear girls, when your parents, they're struggling, paying for your school fees, they're buying for you whatever you have, it's good. So, as a good sign, you tell your parents, thank you. They may not need anything from you. All that they need from you is to work hard. But once they have provided for you whatever they have given you, tell your father, Dad, thank you. Mom, thank you. If they are your brothers probably who are supporting you, tell them thank you. That's what we really learn from this episode, and that's why we have to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Then, with that I've come here today, we are together with parents, teachers, and students. I will give you some a few reflections. I hope I'm not empty what our motivational speakers have spoken, but I will say a few words here and there. Being as a teacher, it's good. I thought it's wise also to say a few words to our students and to our teachers, as well as our parents. My dear friends, especially my students, only my students, it's quite true that today's challenges, would you understand, are also tomorrow's opportunities. In this case, then, we must learn on how to handle these challenges. You will have many challenges when you are in school, inside school and outside school. But how do you handle these challenges? And once you overcome them, then you have good opportunities. If we have to get better future, these challenges must be overcome. Overcoming them means hard work, self-discipline, and prayer. Hard work, self-discipline, and prayer. And then, as you understand, today we are giving we are awarding those who did well, of course. But it's good you understand that the examination is, we know it's quite challenging. But after you have excelled in yourselves, there are enormous opportunities that come on your way. In fact, sweet fruits. That's what you have. As young people, you may not understand why things cannot go the way you want. You may want things to happen immediately. The word patience and endurance, the two do not exist in your vocabulary. But then, these, you must have them. These must be upheld. I can say to you today, there are 4 elements of one's character that, if cultivated, can guarantee success. They can guarantee success. 1, discipline. 2, consideration. 3, patience. 4, persistence. These 4 are important. And actually, these 4, if you have them, you practice, they bring change. And change comes through constant practice, of course. Doing the same things every day will never deliver new results. To change the results you are getting, you must change the things you are doing and do them in a different manner. An example is today we are celebrating our performance. If you find the performance is maybe 6 or 7 every year, you need to change the tactic, you change the way you are doing your things, and then you will improve. You better. Never forget that this man called Einstein once said, the significant problems we face cannot be solved at the same level of thinking we are at when we created them. You must think anew, higher, bolder, and have different thoughts so that we can change that. As some learners, for us who are here, when we are faced with difficulties, what happens? You take a flight. The flight, you run away. Some, of course, will surrender, and some will fight on, soldier on. Students, that's what we are told, soldier on. When it's difficult, you must soldier on. But remember, our objective is to conquer, and to conquer, one must fight on so as to see the desired changes in life, which may lead to understanding of his habits or her habits, abilities, sufferings, and setbacks. From here, one emerges being stronger than before. It is about persisting until you get the place where you are determined that you must go. Remember, you cannot learn how to play a piano without hitting a few wrong notes. We have a piano today. This man who is playing the piano will tell you, if you don't know how to play a piano, you must have struck 2, 3 wrong notes so many times till he knew how to do it. The same with the students. When you are doing your exercises, you can get right or wrong. You may get, out of 10, you get 9 wrong, but it's through constant practice that you can improve on what you're doing. At the same time, remember, the arrow that hits the bull's eye is the result of 100, over 100 misses. You want to hit the bull's eye, you throw an arrow, you throw 100 times, but is the one, the last one is the one that hit the eye, hit the eye. So can we look at that? Constant practice, constant practice. One Chinese proverb goes, says, of course, he who asks may be a fool for 5 minutes, but he who doesn't is a fool for life. When you don't know, ask your teachers. They will help you. You don't look a fool when you are asking teachers. Never. In fact, if you become clever the entire of your life. But if you keep quiet, you don't ask a question, you become a fool the whole of your life. Then this tells us that the good knowledge that you could have gained here in school or elsewhere should help you to overcome day-to-day challenges. It's indeed true that the knowledge that remains unapplied is worthless. This actually means that your mind must be engaged and be properly used. At the same time, if you are not careful, your mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy, depending on how much you engage it. Do not let the weeds take over whatever you are doing. Don't let the weeds take over your mind. Manage your inner morale. Assume full responsibility for attitude control. It's clear what you sow is what you reap. You must understand that how far you will go will determine how well you think. It is true that the only limitations to our success is our thinking, the way you think. Success in your studies and in life is a self-fulfilling prophecy. However, the quality and type of success depends on the quality of choices you have made as a student. As one man said, that choices have consequences. What we are today is the number of choices we have made in life. This is the principle of cause and effect. The level of your success will, at the end of the day, boil down to what activities and initiatives you have chosen to focus on. What type of friends have you chosen to surround yourself with? What opportunities you have chosen, the size, and what books that you have chosen to read. My students, get it clearly today that the type of person you will be tomorrow depends on the type of friends you have. what type of friends do you have today? 2, what type of books are you reading? The type of books you are reading. If you read good books, you have good friends, then you will be somewhere. And also, what thoughts you have chosen to allow into your garden, the garden of your mind, this actually affects the power of your choice. Thinking is like walking down the path. If you have the self-discipline to choose the right one, it will take you to where you are hoping to go. But if you take the wrong one, be sure you will never reach your predetermined destination. And that's what negative thinking is all about. While in school, take most of your time to read. The books you read will contain the noblest recorded thoughts of man. Let your minds drink deeply from the works of the great writers of the subjects that you have chosen to read. Many times we have a problem also in schools of time, what we call time management. You want to succeed, yes. How do you manage your time? You joke with it, you use it well, check on your time. That's why we say time is life's great leveler. That's to say that we have the same allotment of time of 24 hours, all of us, in a day. What separates the people who create great lives from those who do not is how they utilize their time, how we utilize our time. Please, I ask you today, commit yourself to managing your time more effectively. Develop keen sense of awareness about how important your time really is. Do not let people waste this most precious of all commodities and invest it only in those activities that truly account. I know some of you waste plenty of time doing plenty of nonsense, some of you. Well, some of you do good things with it. But please, the little time you have, utilize it properly, and you will never regret in the future. And the only thing you do at this time is actually you need to set goals, your targets. I hope the Form 4s and even Form 3s now, you should have set your targets and goals. If you have set your targets and goals, the problem is that when you don't set your target, it means you don't have a vision and you don't have an objective. And that's why we hear from Proverbs 29:18, where it tells us, where there is no vision, people perish. We perish because we don't have a vision. We don't have an objective. We don't have set goals. But for students, you must have set your goals now. When you are in Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, you set your goals. What's the importance of setting your goals? 1, it restores a sense of focus in your world. That is so complicated. It restores a sense of focus in the world that's so complicated. And then, it clearly defined goals provide you with a framework of smarter choices. You are ready to make choices because you have your set goals. It also alerts you on new opportunities you get, and how to improve on them. Clearly defined goals commit you to a course of action. You actually act immediately because you have an objective to meet, you have timelines, then you work on it. There is this that many people forget. Discipline is important. When you want to be more effective, you need your discipline. You say in Swahili, nidhamu. Discipline wherever you are, whatever you do, you need it. You need that discipline. And as students, why do you need discipline if you want to succeed, if you want to be effective? Self-discipline is one of the motivating factors to earn achievement. Self-discipline enables you to perform the tasks that are required of you. It is, I emphasize that, that's a discipline, it is a thermometer. A thermometer, what does thermometer measure, by the way? It is a thermometer inside you that coordinates and regulates your actions. Your actions. I emphasize on that because I know this is where we have a big problem. Discipline, self-discipline is a thermometer inside you that coordinates and regulates your actions. It tells you what you must do and not what to do. It helps you to differentiate what is right and what is wrong. It compels you to do something you may not want to do and stops you from doing what you want to do, but you should not. It is actually the inner gadget, we call it the inner gadget, that controls and guides your behavior. Without it, then you have no focus in life. Discipline, discipline, discipline. If you ask me, Father, how can I pass? I will say, you want to pass? Discipline. Number 2, discipline. Number 3, discipline. In our school, in our seminary, our motto runs, discipline of mind and heart for integrity. Discipline of mind and heart for integrity. That's how it goes. So if you are disciplining the mind and the heart, then you are really somebody. You can fit anywhere. And that's it. That's what I'm asking you today. Discipline of mind and heart for integrity. Then, but to get all this, there's something that hits us so much, and we need to correct it. Even we have to perfect whatever we are doing. Someone says, I'm not good in math, I'm not good in English, I'm not good in this and that. That is what we call a question of attitude. A question of attitude. Change the attitude, and then you will make it. The moment you change it, you will make it. So, positive attitude, I'm talking about attitude. Positive attitude unlocks all potential within you. You have the potential. And the contrary is true. Always be optimistic and not pessimistic. Within every vein of your body, there is a tremendous potential, my dear students, waiting to be unleashed. You did not know that you have it. It is true that every human being was created within certain capabilities. No matter what goal is, set out to tap and unleash what the potential within you, that potential that's within you. Because you have set out to achieve a goal, you are focused on it, you are